So, so we are live. Assalamu alaikum, adab, yum te asitin judet che timan waitin sahin salam. To yum as wichan regularly, timan hun shubay ek fir istiqbal. To as already pai ki इसके ने already announcement is करमस कि जो हमारा economy यस तथ पेटन सोन ये session उस गोमुत तमिक गस इंशाल्लाह follow up क्योंकि तथ पेट इसकी वारिया important यम सवालात आमुत और तिमन सवालन हु बाशो as instead of comments as the mutafbetan Dr. Mubeen Shah spoken a live session yet them details mazen them yumti questions ya yumti queries as answer them gasan address live session is mazen and in fact agar ta dauran te to ka sawal chu to likhu pan comments in mazen or inshallah soon roz koshish hi ke iski special session is mazen ye tehte aise economy related sawalat chi ye tehte expenditure questions chi you tehte investment related questions chi ya queries chi ya confusion ya doubt chi tim gasan as address timan setin karo is तिमन पेठन करो इस कथ इकिस डिफरेंट पस मंजरस मजन कि यो सेल्फ सस्टेनेंस छ वो उस चीज को हम अटेन कैसे कर सकते हैं तथ मजन ऐसे ओत्र वारिया अहम सवालात ऐसे हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स से रिलेटेड थे आमिर शॉल वीवर्स से तथ रिलेटेड थे पेपर मैशी इंडस्ट्री तथ रिलेटेड थे क्राफ्ट्समैन यूज ग्राउंड रिस्पेक्ट को हम चिकरान तथ मुतल्लिक थे सवाल ऐसे आमिर और उसके बगैर मुबीन सबन करे वारिया अहम कथ यूस वेंचर कैपिटल फंड्स तथ मुतल्लिक तो यम सारी चीज तिमन इंशाल्लाह आज करो इस कोशिश के करो तिमन सारवीन चीजन वाश तो तथ पेठन करो इस असल पेठन का तो गडनेथी शुस ब इस्तकबाल करान डॉक्टर मुबीन शाह थैंक यू वेरी मच तो करो टाइम आज ते इस खतर आई नो योर टाइम इज वेरी प्रेशियस तो ये बस सिर्फ सोई पन्ने कोमच पन्ने वतनिच दग आसान युस तो अत खतर छु लाइक तैयार करान कि आप बार-बार हमें वक्त दे रहे हैं या तो छु तैयार टू शेयर योर ओपिनियंस सो दैट कुछ बेहतर हो जाए Mubeen sir, without wasting much time, गॉडनुकी सवाल यूज बतौर कर्मो जो हमारा कमेंट्स में हमें आया था सो वो सी की यम साधन इस काच करान हैंडीक्राफ्ट शॉल वीविंग या पेपर मैशी बाकी चीज तास पेटन उसके यम ऐसे experts या यमन एम सेक्टरिश नॉलेज या यम ये परान कि तिहुंद वनन ओस कि ये वारिया ओल्ड इंडस्ट्री एम 500 हतो वरियो पेटन करमित सस्टेन तो वइन कुता डिपेंड करो इस अत चीजस पेटन ऐसे पजन वइन डाइवर्स या बदल यम एरियाज विचन युस सस्टेन है कर यम एरियाज इन अ वे थोड़ा रिडंडेंट गमित या तीता इफेक्टिव छ यम कहिन तस पेटन क्या वनिन तु व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से ऑन दैट
well one accuse aspect because they may be right to a certain extent but not completely right because of the fact that the scope of these markets in handicrafts which we are talking about is quite big, and it is only question is we have to redevelop the products. For example, I just give an example of paper mache. Paper mache, for example, what is the basically it is the artwork. That is, it is not because that it is selling because we are selling because we are making the paper and then making the artwork. The selling part is the artwork. They are very beautiful and hands who make these artisans who make those paintings on those paper mache basic product. The question is you have to diversify the product. Diversify the product in the sense that you could do that painting on a glass. You can do that painting on ceramic. You can do that painting on even a silk scarf, hand painting. And that can be done because the same skill set is needed for that. The only difference will be that you have to change the material, and material can be changed because we did an exercise with CDI, Crowd Development Institute. We did an exercise long time back, and we had suggested to them that regarding the glass, they had to put up something small plant wherein the glass could be treated, and then the same painting could have been done on that. The point is, now you can understand, for example, if we sell a paper mache box, let us say for 100 rupees or 150 rupees. Now the same painting, if it is on glass or on metal, how much it will sell? It will sell much more. So basically, that is one part of it. The same thing in if you have hand painting on fabric, silk fabric, that will give a completely different dimension to it, and basically you are going to retain the artwork which we have in Kashmir. That will be retained with a new thing. Although though traditionalists and traditionalists, they will object to it. They will say, no, paper mush is not traditionalized. But we have to change because the world is changing. We have also to change to a certain extent, and because the same skill set is to be needed. That is why, you see, it is very difficult in this time of the world that you have to change completely the whole thing. You forget about the handicraft. No, this is one product where we have the advantage and a thing that we can do it. So that is one part of it. That means handicrafts, don't leave handicrafts, but upgrade yourself. Upgrade it in the sense of material, in the sense of design. And now, you see, now the advantage now is, for example, in carpets also. In carpets also, the basically the designs. We were depending on talim. We were depending on talim. Ours is a very complicated way of making carpets. It is more complicated than Iran. Iran, they make a picture of it, and then they sort of fill in the spaces and make a a picture. They don't convert that into talim. We convert that into talim, the picture, and then again it is reconverted into a picture after the talim. So, but this one, what has been done that now in the Institute of Carpet Technology, for example, they have developed a software, and and it is if you go through that software, it is sort of a the new for example, the present computer people who are doing computer work, they will understand this is software of a language. It is a language just like any other language, software language. It is also a language in that form, and by that, what has happened is that any picture, any picture of anything can be converted into that talim. Previously, it would take a lot of time and a lot of money. But now, because of the help of the computer, you can get that talim by a stroke of the computer. It will not take you much time, and at maximum, not even one day even. And you can even on the computer see different colors in it. Put in the design different colors. This needs to be changed. This is where we have to bring it in every sort of, let us say, district, wherever we have the carpet manufacturing maximum, that this point facility, this facility has to be given into those areas so that they are upgraded. They are upgraded, and any design can be changed. Any design, any painting you can be converted into a carpet. And that is going to be the we will have something exclusivity in that you can get it manufactured and with a minimum time. So this is what is needed in handicrafts, and we certainly have a market for it. There is no question about that. There is not a market it. Just in the last I told that people are selling carpets of $100,000. Today also $150,000. I have a friend who does in antique carpets. He does. So yes, the market is not is limited, but that is what we want. We want value addition by our skill, by our way of making of these handicrafts. You have to value add our product at the maximum. And third thing, because one of the problems the questions which was which I saw in your Facebook page was this about people, the artisans. We have to empower the artisans. There is no doubt about that. And there are only two ways to empower them. Number one is that you can do it through banks. Banks have got the necessary. We had made a model which I have even mentioned in that Facebook page of yours as an answer to a gentleman, that we had provided a scheme to the JK Bank that wherein the artisan will own the material, own the whole product till he sells it. He does not sell it in distress. This is what the problem is at this point of time. That because his daily expenses not catered to. So in that scheme, it was that he would get sustenance for the whole 6 months or 1 year if very fine carpet is made, or 6 months he will get sustenance for all these months, and then the repayment starts only when he sells the carpet. And he will get a breathing time of at least 2 to 3 months to sell this carpet so that he can get his own price. So unfortunately, what is happening is that they put, some of the artisans or their representatives put all the blame on the trader. That is not the case. It is trader is also important because he is the person who is going to sell it. Now, yes, with this through IT and all, you can sell it yourself also. And this we saw in Iran. Iran, we saw one thing very important is that the manufacturer or the designer, he puts a name on the carpet. For example, we had there some names like, there are very famous names, 4 or 5 names, which get an added advantage, 25 to 30%. And I asked those Iranians, and they are the designer. Unfortunately, in our place, the designer has no value. But there, he was the most valued person, was a designer in Iran, because of his name, because he would because I once asked one of the designers there, you design this, but who decides these colors? He told me a very interesting thing. He told me sometimes during the night I get up and I say that this flower should be this color, because they are so engrossed in their work. They are so engrossed in their work, and they create beauties. I had a carpet in Singapore, which he was demanding $100,000 or $125,000, a 6 feet by 9 feet wool carpet. You know why? 150 colors were used in that carpet. 150 colors, combination of colors. It was something, just like a painting. You have very expensive painting. It was just like that. So this is where we have to be. We have to come up. Our people have to come up in that fashion.
Isme, Mubeen Sahab, I would like to intervene here. Ki, you say Karan, this makes us realize the level of craftsmanship that we have. As marvels I can produce it. Magar vankenas, you say traditionally the society must wucho. Temis कर गर से craftsmanship so worth millions in society. Number one वो है. Second thing, even जब हम banking systems की भी बात करते हैं, the thing is कि end product in terms of money वो उस तक trickle down कितना होता है. Yelnusu tithken panun pan in terms of social worth nishu panun pan tithken hekan sustain karit. Materially tishun temis nishan tuta vatan ki. That means unke paas like काफी ज्यादा लोग तिमन निशन तिम सेकेंडरी थॉट्स कि मैं पैसा पनुन शूरती अथ मजन त्रावन या यम नई नौजवान तिम पत बे सोचान कि अस पजे यथ कुन गसन अगर अस वुचो 90s मजन तम सातन ओस फैड आमुत कि सारी कलीन कारस कुन गसान क्योंकि इस चीज की वर्थ काफी थी या तम ब्रो अगर वुचो आरी कमस या पेपर मैशियर्स वगैन सो चीज डाई डाउन गमुत समवेयर डाउन द लाइन मसला ये है कि यम अत सितन मिडिल लेवल तो अपर लेवल यम लुक या डीलर्स या डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स आज से एसोसिएटेड तिम लाइक वो कमाते थे ठीक ठाक मगर युस ग्राउंड लेवल पे आर्टिजन करान क्राफ्ट्समैन करान इसके पास तो उतना पहुंचता ही नहीं था.
That is what I was describing that time, and I have also written on it. That you have to empower the artisan financially. So how do you empower him? You have to have, he must have enough money to get his own raw material. He must have enough money that he should get a minimum wage of, let us say, if not 1,000, at least 800 per day or 700 per day. So that will develop only, number one. Number two, and third very important thing is, where we do not understand this part of also is that the productivity of that person. Because invariably, if you talk to an artisan and he will tell him how you are manufacturing it, how are you manufacturing the thing, he invariably will tell you that it is a side business in a way. Because he does not, he productivity is low in comparison to others. I am not comparing him within, I am comparing him all over the world. If, for example, he is skilled, but he is not productive. It is This problem is in all our industry, in all our, we had a factory of making bags, bags for cement. When we started the factory, our project report, all factories, all units, whether it is handicrafts, whether it is machine based, you have a DPR, DPR project report. And on that project report, for example, one stitching machine it was showing it will make 1,500 bags minimum average. When we started manufacturing and we had local tailors making it, they did not go above 300. They said, your machine key. Then what we did was we got some people from outside. Okay. We then showed that the same machine gave 1,500 also, as per the project report. It took about 6 months for that person to reach that level. Not 1,500, he reached 1,100, and slowly he went to that level. So what the same man gave the same productivity afterwards. It's only a question of that we have to educate our people. We have to, the people who are now, we have institutes there of carpet technology, handicrafts, these people have to tell them that this is possible, by showing them it is possible to make so much of product. Same thing in our industry, same thing. You will see, majority of our workers in the factories are not Kashmiris. They are outsiders. This is the unfortunate part of it. This is true of our plumbers, our electricians, our even factory workers. Why? It is because of productivity. This is where we are falling below the level, and we have to bring ourselves up. That is my point. My point is that we can make it, but we have to bring ourselves up.
My intervention here, the चीज यस ऐसी minimum wage system which कत करा, for example अगर ऐसे European countries या Western world which कत करो, ये minimum wage कि तमी कम है कि उनती दिथी कांसे मजदूर छ लेबर छ या कहाँ ति छ. For example ये तो छ कोई भी नाकारा से नाकारा इंसान काम करे, minimum वो 8 pound 1 घंटे का लेगा. तिथे कन सो minimum wage कशीर मजन तमी culture किथ कन करो इस introduce. बे युस ये craftsman छ. Ems minimum wage kus कर decide. So किथ कन आनो इस scientific method ये इंसाफ एमिस सिथन ति गछ युस नफर निवान चीज तमिस सिथन ति गछ. उसके बाद फिर दूसरा सवाल आपने productivity का किया. So scientific temperament किथ कन करो इस मन मज instill ये तिमन तिम scientific methods तिम trainings तिम हिसाब गोडनेथ किथ कन करो कि इस तैयार आ चीजेस खतर. पत like वो systems में इनको कैसे include किया जाए, ये तीन से productivity and then methods या इमन करन update in terms of technology, update in terms of methods. तो बे ये है उसके बाद ये minimum wage system ये कैसे evolve हो जाएगा. Like ये बोलना आसान लगता है, but it's
yes, it is easy to say. Yes, you are right, but at the same time, one thing very important which I practically saw also is that when we showed that this can happen, the same machine can give so much, why you cannot do it? So this slightly developed in a period of time, So yes, there is a need of a skill development institute in Kashmir, skill development institute. Unfortunately, we had created a skill development trust in the chamber when I was the president, but unfortunately it did not, after that it did not work. So basically our idea was the same thing, that we should develop skills in all things like handicrafts, in all these things, and we should have a skill development institute which will give skill to these people in what we want. For example, our factory, if you talk to a factory person in Kashmir, he will tell you, परसों भी रूफ साहब ने आपको बोला कि साहब जो हमारे ITIs हैं और वो है, they do not teach them what we require as a factory person, what we require. It is basically because it is not in tune with the requirement of the market. Okay, number one. Number two, unfortunately for us, we are basically वो ITI में जाता है, certificate लेता है उधर से, not for working, but for getting a government job, because that is the criteria for getting a government job. Whether he does in that government that job or not, that is beside the point. वो certificate लेता है, उसी से वो खुश हो जाता है, काम नहीं होता है. So this is you see now keeping in view this domicile act, what it has become now more and more important for people in Kashmir that the outsiders, to tell you, I am not against it, but in the sense it's not good, but it is our existential threat to Kashmiris. They have to train themselves to do all the works which outside. Do you know how much labor we are getting from outside? They are considering Kashmir wages even as good as in an Arab country. You know, a lot of migrant labor goes from India to where? To Dubai. Unka Dubai Kashmir hai in India, because they earn much more. Why we take a mason from outside or a carpenter from, because we as a consumer feel that they do much more job, they do more productivity. So result is what? Result is they will get more. So they get a job. Our person is not, he's jobless, because first of all, you see, that is why. Yes, you are saying minimum wage, it has to be commensurate with the productivity. देखिए तब तक नहीं, देखिए अगर आप इस वक्त लंदन में हैं या मैं यहाँ हूँ, यहाँ का जो वर्कर है, जो टेक्निकल पर्सन है, वो इतना काम करता है, so he justifies that minimum wage. You have to justify that minimum wage. Now in India today, after this COVID thing, they have removed all the minimum wages. Why? Because they say it is not relevant. For example, although it is, a lot of labor unions are going to come up fast about it and opposing it, but that is what this is on the ground. Because even in India, although their labor is more productivity, हमने देखा है वो. अगर आप मतलब महाराष्ट्र से या गुजरात से किसी वर्कर को लाएंगे, for example, in the factory we used to have, they were naturally 25, 30, 40% more productivity. And how? Because they got skilled, they got in the job, they on the job learned it. Our people also learned it after 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. So that is what important. You have to upgrade the skill. You have to upgrade the skill. You have to have skill development institute. Yes, instead of having ITIs, yes, in that we should have skill development, institutes, which will give better skill to these same people who are already skilled in a sense, to make them more productive.
Mubeen, so I have two interventions here. Usually अगर इस वुशो यम साथन स्टेट या गवर्नमेंट इच कथ छ करान तिमन छ आसान वारिया लिमिटेड मीन्स तथ पेठन 100% पत डिपेंडेंट रोजन कि वन कर में ट्रेनिंग ति गवर्नमेंट ति मॉड्यूल्स ति आइन सोय ITI ति गसन तिंदी आसिन तिमै करन में अपडेट ति मेश बासान ये अप्रोच थोड़ा गलत यम की वजह से तम पर प्रॉब्लम छ गसान क्योंकि सारनी न हेक गवर्नमेंट अप टू डेट तित कनित तो थवित न हेक सारनी सु एकोमोडेट करित न छ गवर्नमेंटस पेठ तीसा डिपेंडेंस थावनी जान क्योंकि ये छ लिमिटेड सिस्टम युचना लाइक यम साथ इस कॉर्पोरेट बड़ कॉर्पोरेट्स तिमन हंस कथ करा फॉर एग्जांपल अगर इस नैनो युस प्लांट गयो सानंतस मजन युस करो तिम अर्न गोड लुक तौर तिमन दिस गोड ट्रेनिंग वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग्स दिस युस स्पेसिफिक टू दैट वेरी प्रोजेक्ट पद गए तिम तथ मजन एम्प्लॉय दैट मींस तिहंस प्रोडक्टिविटी ते बढ़े तिहंस स्पेशलाइजेशन ते बढ़े यथे कन अगर इस कथ करो यम सन बड़ कॉर्पोरेट प्लेयर्स अगर तिम की यथ इनिशिएटिव्स निवा फॉर एग्जांपल तिम छ स्पेशलाइज करान तिमन to needs and requirements specific to that very plant. तो बे युस तत कम आसे सु रोज थोड़ा टारगेट बेस्ड कि बाया चे ये टारगेट यम साथ ये टारगेट अटेन करक से मिलने ये पोस मगर अगर से एडिशनल ये करक यूत करान रोज चे रोजी बोनस मिलान तो ना बसान तिथ की अगर साइंटिफिक मेथड्स अगर टॉप डाउन तीन वो भी थोड़ा सा बेहतर है बे गस थोड़ा डाइवर्सिफाई कि आपकी डिपेंडेंस जो है वो सरकार से उठकर कहीं और आ रही है तथ ना तो बसान यम सिन बड़ कॉर्पोरेट प्लेयर उनका बहुत रोल बन रहा है
नहीं, आप देखिए टाइम तो आया है कि the corporates have to take the responsibility, because we have become too much dependent on the government, to tell you very frankly. That is why in the banking system also I have suggested the other, which we may be discussing, that venture capital thing, is because of the fact that and particularly in Kashmir, that it is important that we have alternative to the government, in the sense that in everything, for example, now even in this artisan thing, we could create some of the, just like in the venture capital fund, for example, we are saying there could be some people who could come together and in a district keep money available for these artisans to make these things in a proper manner and brand it and accordingly do it, because we have to have alternatives. we have to have alternatives to the government now. We can't now depend on the government. It is now impossible to work because of the situation, and because the government, we know what they are doing and what they are not doing. So this is very important. Yes, I agree that the big corporates which are presently working in Kashmir, they need to rethink about their policy, and they need to put up these things for which we can develop these skills and all that. This is very important. Very, very, very important. Yes, 100%.
ब्याक चीज मुबीन सब यम साथ नशना ये ट्रेडिशनल क्राफ्ट्स तेमिच कात करान जो आपने अभी बोला फॉर एग्जांपल अच्छे डाइवर्सिफाई करूं मगर फाउंडेशन जैसे में क्राफ्ट ये इस विनुस्ताम करा शॉल स्पेट मे बी हम किसी और चीज पर अब करेंगे ग्लास है सिल्क है या बेक है
No, I'm talking paper mache. Shawl तो shawl ही रहे.
बिल्कुल इसी चीज पर मैं आ रहा था फॉर एग्जांपल वुड कार्विंग वूल या बाकी तिम कित कन पन पान डाइवर्सिफाई क्योंकि तिहंस कम इस वॉलनट वुड बाकी वो थोड़े लिमिटेड रहेंगे क्योंकि तुम डाइवर्सिफाई करेंगे भी तो क्या करेंगे अब पेपर मैशी में भी वो मेटालिक वर्क्स पे हो सकती है ग्लास पे हो सकता है मगर तिमन ना तथ खतर स्किल ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत मे बी उसमें डाइज डिफरेंट लगेंगी मे बी उसका अप्रोच या मेथड्स डिफरेंट होंगे तथ खतर तिमन पत अपडेट गसुन बेशि यम वुनकस यलती वनान छु अगर तो इंटरनेशनल मार्केटस में कम्पीट छु करन तथ खतर ना यमन ग्लोबल ट्रेंड्स ते आनने ग्लोबल अपडेट्स ते तथ सितन मैच करन वो रिसोर्स पूल कैसे क्रिएट होगा कि तुम रुजू अप टू
देखिए उसमें कैसा है. देखिए फॉर एग्जांपल आपने बात की अबाउट वॉलनट वुड. वॉलनट वुड, walnut wood, I did some marketing initially for walnut wood, and what of the problem I faced was that a lot of people did not like so much design on it. Okay, so we have to understand that people want minimal designs, but because our walnut wood itself, it has a value. If you go in England anywhere and you see a walnut, they will advertise walnut. One of their best cars, the inside is walnut wood. It has got walnut wood paneling. The Rolls Royce, the Rolls Royce. If you go and see a Rolls Royce and you see its catalog, you will see the paneling is of walnut wood. Why? Because walnut wood is considered the topmost wood, because it has its own grain. The design, the grain is so beautiful, and it has so much different grains, so that it becomes very good in itself. So if we have a minimum design and the walnut wood itself, it will have a value. And then the design work will come into play, the new designs and all these things. And this is how you need to change. This is what, in every sector of handicrafts, there is a possibility of change, and a change for the better. The person, now, for example, he will not do so much work. That means he will not put a lot of work into, hours will be less, but the products will be selling almost at the same price. And you have to, because walnut is itself a valuable product. I remember a customer came to me, he said to me, why should I buy this one? I said, because the only difference was that I had read. I said, walnut wood is in Rolls Royce. You are taking Rolls Royce of a wood. So you can understand a person understanding a consumer thinking, oh, this is Rolls Royce of wood. This is what is the difference. This is we have to educate our people in that manner, that this needs to be done in like this. Marketing is different, but what I mean to say, product should be also, and he will spend less time and get same labor. That is it. That is my point.
Wonderful, that's lovely. Ashwikenis aham sawal amat. Asses emru Muhammad Shafibullah Timothy Iswaria sawal Christmas them much me basa maximum keres address. Asif Shibya kak viewer Timosh one with vankanik halat agar Kashmir hun context with show. Kosa trade shu sar khud sustainable chi agar hum dekhen Kashmir mein. Do you think there are some trades which are the safest to do in Kashmir, sustainable?
At the present circumstances, very, very frankly, with these, lockdowns, handicraft is one hope we have, which can sustain us, provided we correctly implement our program and our thinking about it, because this will remain number one. Even if they put a lockdown, you can still manufacture the things at home. This is one thing. It has sustained us in the 1990s. It can sustain, but with a change now, because the market has changed. You have to also change the product. You have to change. You have to change the how to making will be similar in the houses, because that is our basic point, that it is our selling point. It is handmade. It is this is what is important. So I think handicraft is, that is why I say that we don't leave handicrafts, because the circumstances we are in, you can't have IT industry there. How can you have an IT industry when your internet is blocked every other day? You can't have it. So the similar thing, you cannot go out in the factory to manufacture something. So what can sustain us? This thing. What can sustain? Now the other thing is, for example, our agriculture. Although our agriculture at this time gives also maximum sustenance, but things have to change there. Productivity has to change there. This is where again the question, because I was last time also I told I was analyzing the certain figures. We are our per hectare production of, let us say, rice is good, but it is 1/10 of the world average. So you can understand, even our villagers who are putting day in day night, they have to change. There's something inputs has to change, or something by which the production goes high. When those people can make it 10 times more production, 10 tons per hectare is their production, and we are making 1.2 ton is the maximum we are having in Kashmir. And 10 tons, how they do it, it is up to experts. But my point is basically that in that also productivity has to be ensured, so that we will get you see those they will not stop us going to our fields. Even in a village, nobody is going to stop us to go to the field to make this our rice, our maize, or anything for that matter. So this is sustenance will be only in that in that way, because our problem is very, very specific. Very, very specific. I was on the other day. I was on the University of Kashmir had done a Zoom program with some experts from India regarding our financial situation and all that, and what is going to be in COVID. When I asked them about this question, that all the models which are in India or which they have suggested, the finance minister, is all wrong. For Kashmir, it will not work, because ours is a unique thing. We have a unique problem. Within 2 months, their whole economy has gone down the drain, or they don't have a model how to revive it. We are doing it for the last 30 years, and still we are sustaining. Why? Because we have these type of industries which can sustain us, which are at home. This is very important.
Absolutely.
And even leave aside handicrafts. Okay, fruit processing. Even in England, or furthermore here also, we have sometimes jam, homemade jam. It has more value.
Bilkul.
It has more higher value than your factory made jam, but provided quality is there, good, there is a sort of a branding about all these things. We can do it. We have all the fruits. We can make all the jams at home. We have some industry there doing at home and all that. That can be done also even in this situation, and create a brand for it. That is what my
sericulture them kis baras mein kya shuti bana pisciculture, sericulture.
See, sericulture is thing, because we used to be at the top, because our silk is very good grade, our grade silk is very good. That could be a part of it in homes, that can be done. Reeling can be done at homes. But finally, the end product is a problem in that, because you have to go to a factory to make it. And our processing is not yet up to that level, that we are not at international level. For example, now For example, in Japan, they have developed it has been for quite some time, they have developed a computerized loom, which can give us production, which previously were made by 20 looms. But still, you see, our plus point will be that we'll be doing on hand looms, which can be done at home. Yes, in that we can upgrade. We can upgrade to make industrial production, and in a better way and a bigger way. But that is all subject to that the situation is such that you can go to a factory, you can work there, and upgradation will be in those sectors like that. And for example, now fish, fish basically.
Mhm.
Now we have one of our biggest things is trout. Trout. Now, if normal fish will sell for, let us say, I'm just giving an example, will sell at 150 or 200 a kg, trout will be at least 2 to 3 times more. And we have the potential of increasing trout production of maximum. We can do only trout. We have to focus only on that trout because that is available there, and we can create that thing. And trout can be shipped at least to other markets in India. Other markets in India, it can become a very, very big industry, provided it is done properly.
अच्छा मुबीन साहब अख सवाल लास्ट यस ये ट्रेड एंड डाइवर्सिफिकेशन अथ रिलेटेड छ तम पत पन्नस लास्ट टॉपिकस कुन यस वारिया एसेंशियल छ यू टॉक अबाउट चेंज तु छु चेंज कथ करान अथ मजन वन तो ये ग्राउंड लेवल वर्कर यस छ सु क्या चेंज कर तो यस बिजनेसमैन हेर पेटन छ यम लार्ज लेवलस पेट रन करन तिमन क्या चेंज छ पनन पान करन इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी इन टर्म्स ऑफ अप्रोच इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेथड्स अख वर्कर काम करन वोल क्या चेंज करते हेर कन यस छ क्या चेंज गस
Which has Hermis change current, and very important is that basically you see example by Iran, that the person who is making the carpet or making the product, he has to own that place, own that item himself. And for that, he should get empowerment, financial empowerment. Whether it is now done through the bank or through private people who make like a venture capital fund for only handicrafts, for example, and make it like that. Yeah, some people could do it, in such a manner that, that they will create that this man, this person, it is just like this example, I will tell you, which I last time also quoted. Actually, fruit as fruit, fruit was quite independent as a chemist. Dealing this time is at this pet. So is Kunan Temsi. So is Bag to Ratan contractors pet Temis. You Bag Volos, those Gary Behan, and the Vata, the years here. But people have changed now. They are doing it themselves. A lot of them are doing themselves, and working in their orchards, so that they get a better value afterwards. For example, if they are getting at, let us say, 40 rupees per kg or 50 rupees, they can get it for 100 rupees a kg to themselves, rather than to that other. And that was happening in my childhood. The people would do like that. And today also there is a certain element which does like that. They have got big orchards and they give it to a contractor, what is called as contract farming. Now, Government of India has allowed contract farming and all that. But we were already doing it in the case of Apple and all. So this is where, that is how, because the question is ownership. Ownership of the product has to come back to the person who is making it or who is growing it.
Okay. Mubeen sir, another section. तह करो ओत्र वारिया अहम कथ यत अस वारिया एप्रिशिएशन ते मिले सवालात कि अथ कड़ियो वाश तह वनो अस बैंकिंग सिस्टम ऑल्टरनेटिव जरूरत अस रिवाइव करन या अस री इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज करन बैतुल माल कॉन्सेप्ट तह करो वेंचर फंड तमिच कथ ये चीजें क्या है ये कितकन सान सोसाइटी खतर जरूरी तो ये कितकन गस इंस्टीट्यूट अमिक क्या फायदा वात अकिस आम गरीब इंसान
Yes, venture capital fund kya go? Venture capital fund go that, for example, if I have let us say 10 lakh rupees and you have 5 lakh rupees, another 5-10 people come together and create this fund of, let us say, 1 crore, 2 crores, 3 crores, 4 crores, and then they see what industry or what business we can invest as partners. not on interest, on as partners, so that you can, for example, when you invest in that, you will get the profit of this product, or whatever you sell, or you manufacture, or you promote. That is my. So this will become an alternative to a bank. You go to a bank for getting credit. The same thing, you will come to this fellow. He will become your sort of a partner, with whether it is loss or whether it is profit. Both ways he will be there, your partner. If he has a loss, he will not charge you anything. But if it's a profit, he will share the profit. Hello. Sorry. Yeah.
So थोड़ा network problem तमी वजह से. This is venture capital.
Right. So venture capital, this is what I was explaining, is venture capital is a, you can say a very mini bank in a way. 10, 15 people come join together. They have the necessary funds of theirs. Then they can, to a certain extent, ask from the particular area that you also become a partner to it. We will invest in some things, and then you give the money to a particular person whom you feel is an entrepreneur, and he makes a thing. You become a partner to him. You see, this is how angel investors work, or venture capitalists works. He becomes a partner to your business, and he takes a certain, a profit margin of something like that. You can decide it beforehand, 10% profit, 15% profit, depending how you negotiate with it. And he becomes a partner. He becomes even partner in the loss. Banks do not. I was just reading today, the RBI has told in the Supreme Court that if we, the interest part, the Supreme Court somebody had done a case that your interest had during this period, your COVID time, isko ji maaf kar do. So RBI said, if hum maaf agar karenge, to bank to khatam ho jayenge, because that is their income. Yes, they can defer it. You see. So point is, they were saying that they will have a loss of 300,000 crores. If for 6 months all the loans which are given presently by the banks, interest ko maaf kiya jayega, 300 to 400,000 crores, they will be their loss of interest. They will not survive. While as in this case, the person who is going to give this type of money, or he is going to become, and we have a very, very easy to see, because we have to understand, in Kashmir, there is money available, which I was telling the other day also. You have a J&K bank, it has gotten 80,000 crore rupees, deposit base. And do you know deposit base of a J&K bank? 80% is from the state itself, 80-90%. While as they give loan outside more, and inside less. But 80 to 90% of that deposit money is from J&K itself. They have not bifurcated, and then they have not told us how much is from Kashmir, how much is from you. That means this money is available. People are depositing at to giving to the bank for 2%, 3%, 4% interest. They are putting in saving banks or fixed deposits. Here, they will become partners to a certain, in venture capital. So this amount, how much do you require? For example, in our handicraft industry, you will not require more than 2,000 to 3,000 crores per annum to make it run as efficiently as it is. 3,000 maximum. So this is where that is what I said. Venture capital. People have to now think alternatively. And now, why I say Baitul Mal, because that can be done through Baitul Mals also. Baitul Mal itself can become sort of a venture capital fund, because when they give out money, they will give out to a person who say to him, okay, we want this money back, but we will invest in your business, or in a small entrepreneur. This is a big entrepreneur. Small entrepreneur is, for example, who goes for a daily, जो ready लगाता है, उसको भी पैसे वो अगर दे देंगे, शाम को उसको income से पैसा लेंगे. So this is what I mean to say. That is, these Baitul Mal will become mini banks in a way. They will be investing in the money, and they have the money, they have the potential, and people will believe Baitul Mals because they are from that particular area. For example, हमने अभी देखा, people collected money for those people whose houses were destroyed within days. Why? Because they trusted that mohalla committee. Whoever he trusted, because it will go to the right person and right. This is how it is. This is how it should work. Even in the Baitul Mals or for the venture, because you have to have very reliable people who will do this, and nothing best than a local person there within that locality who will create. So we could have how many, for example, we have so many mohallas, we should have so many venture capital funds also. Why not? It can easily be done. It's not a very big thing. Each 10 people, 5 people, 10, 20 people can come together and make a venture capital and cater to that particular area, then become bigger. It is not very difficult. It's a question of how you make the model.
Mubeen sab, yath mazan che akh aham sawal ki legal relation kith ken rois ath mazan ki default karne kaha hai. For example, yem pons dilt ya yem pons rot. Wo kaise, how are they bound legally in this?
In this, basically, it is there will be an element of default. Banks also have defaults, but they take it in their stride. The same thing, it will happen in a locality. People will, do due diligence. Due diligence means due diligence within that particular community. And when it will be done in a community, I am sure that the default will be very, very less, because you have to face in the community. You have to face each other. You have to face each other. So there will be, because that element will be still there, and that I think it will be more successful than a bank, in a way, because it is within that community itself, and they know each other, who is going to be dependable, and then accordingly give out the money, and it will be returned back.
Wonderful. Mubeen sir, last sawal, yeh venture funding या venture capital is related. Tuhund varan chu ki Baitul Mal tisha ek kasmuk venture capital.
It can be converted into, it can be converted into.
I suppose institutionalize karun. Miun sawal chu, like, yum te es manu ti Kashmir maz dur daraz alakan maz tisha gaman maz she mohlan mazan she shahras maz she shahr neber she mahliya masjid committees yaman Baitul Mal she. Tim kith ken karna cheeses business model is institutionalized. Number one, at kus di pons, sukais trayat mas pons, usko ye वापस मिलेगा, तम पत kus kat बुनियादस पेट गस fund, so funding hun तरीके क्या रोज, थोड़ा अगर ये कश्मीर पेटन तरीके तो यस फिक्री की बैतुल माल कित केन करोस एक्टिवेट, अगर कोई लक्ट महलू के लक्टिस गामस मस गो बैतुल माल शुरू, तिम कित केन करना ते institutionalize, operationalize कित केन.
It is not going to be difficult, because अगर बैतुल माल शु कुन जाए, for example, bankers, young people who are working in the bank and all. For them, it will be very, very easy to create a model like that in a particular area. Youth, even such youth, koruk jama, as a for a project, small project, big project, accordingly, just like a bank. It can be done. You have to make models like that, so that it is, and particularly for a religious purposes also. This is called, it is in a way Islamic banking, in a way, because you're not charging interest. You are a partner to profit and loss. So both ways. So that will be sufficient for people, motivation to the people to do this instead of going for banking. And we have the point is that we have the money. The money is with the people, whoever it is. They have this, because the deposit base comes from people itself. Okay, initially you may not take the whole 80,000 crores. Take 5,000, 10,000, work for that, and you will see the result within 1 year. People will start going there, and they will be also covered for the losses also, in a way.
Definitely, definitely.
These payments could be deferred. For example, go halat kharab. Locality, okay, wait for your, money getting back. Money is not going to be lost. It will be paid back. Give some more time. In our religion, it is. Our religion today only, Quran Sharif was, he give benefit to the debtor to a certain extent so that he recovers if the situation is like that. And situation, unfortunately, in Kashmir is all the time like that. But we have to see due diligence. So I think in every locality there will be people who will be financially literate. Financially literate.
Definitely. Thank you so very much, Mubeen sir. Wacht go pur, ekis gante through this discussion. Obi, Sushna daman so tashnagi shrozan, inshallah, umid chi yuhi ki futures mazan karo is bay yethaken programs, bay main sawal, bay karo is extensions to follow up M cheezy. Agar
Anytime.
I believe कि you must main you मिट सवाल है इस्तेमन द्रावाश और सबसे बड़ी चीज यही है कि उसका दोपु डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की जरूरत है प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ावनी जरूरत है पनुन पांच अपडेट करूं तथ मजन युस बिजनेसमैन छ तेमसस दिश रिस्पांसिबिलिटी युस अक वर्कर छ ग्राउंड पेट कलून करा तेमसस दिश रिस्पांसिबिलिटी तेम पतन वुच इस बैतुल माल छ बना यु कुता साइंटिफिक कांसेप्ट ते एमिच कचा ज्यादा छ ऐसे अहमियत और ये कितकन हेक साइन सोसाइटी सर्वाइव करित ये कितकन हेको इस इंप्लीमेंट करित इनटू अ बिजनेस मॉडल तथ मजन छ मे बासान युस इस थोड़ा रिव्यूज ते शामिल कि युस हम इस बड़ कॉर्पोरेट प्लेयर्स छ किहन पज अख इनिशिएटिव न्यून मे भी पन्नस महलस मस पन्नस इलाकस मस ऐसा एक वेंचर कैपिटल वो खड़ा करे इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ बैतुल माल ये लकट लकट नौजवान यम bankers तिमन करन involved system gets
Yes, I think some corporates will do it. I think in the near future you will see some corporates doing it.
इंशाल्लाह उम्मीद छी है क्योंकि अश यम छना दपन जरूरत इजाद की मां है अश वकन जरूरत सस्टेनेंस खतर तिथन प्रोजेक्टन हंस तिथन इनिशिएटिवन हंस अगर अस कह कॉर्पोरेट प्लेयर कह बिजनेसमैन या कह यूथ इनोवेटर यम बोजान छ अस दिस इज वर्थ अ ट्राई तो पज ये कोशिश करन तो बे यम अस महल वल छ गाम वल छ पन्नस लेवलस पे यथकन अस वनुस्ताम बैतुल माल छ चलावान यथकन गरीबन यतीमन यम कि मसाकीन तिमन उस मदद गसान यथकन हेको इस इंस्टेड कि उस रेत पत रेत राशन छ दिवान अस हेको तिमन तिहंदिस कारस मजन मदद करित युस जन अस वुचो पत कि प्रोजेक्ट्स गए ये यमिस पनुन कार उस रोम तमिस इस दुकान खड़ा करनस मदद करान कहाँ उस रेडस पे आसान तमिस इस सो खड़ा करनस मदद करान कहाँ उस ऑटो या लोड कैरियर खराब गो तमिस इस सो चीज बे रिवाइव करनस पे मदद करान सो अगर इस वुचो महल लेवल पे यीत लकट इनिशिएटिव्स हेकन शुरू गसित तम पत पद बोर्ड अगर इस डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे या तहसील लेवल पे ये कह बिजनेस प्लेयर्स पान वन रलन यथी वेंचर कैपिटल्स हेकन खड़ा करित तम सतन हेकन तिम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप पन्न एरियन पन्न इलाकन मस खड़ा करित अश अपडेट गस मुकाबला कर इंशाल्लाह इंशाल्लाह उम्मीद है इस तरीके से हम सर्वाइव भी करेंगे सस्टेन भी करेंगे तो बाकी खतर हेको इस मिसाल ते बने तो यथी सतन हम तुहद इजाजत दुहान मस थो याद और अपने सवाल लिखे ये वीडियो को शेयर करें ये मैसेज वात यूथ वत यूथ ब्रोह सो दैट अमुक थोड़ा सा फायदा वात सान सोसाइटी सान कम्युनिटी अगर बे तक सवाल वात तमत इंशाल्लाह हम दोबारा उन चीज़ों पे बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे रुजू अल्लाह ताला सवाल अस्सलाम वालेकुम।